Hello there. I'm very pleased to officially announce the launching of my latest website, which is an attempt just to collate together a collection of a lot of the training resources that I've been putting together over the last 9 months or so since schools had to initially move into remote learning and then blended learning and back into remote learning again. So I just want to give you a quick overview of some of the things that are available on the website itself. Now, if we go into this first tab on resilient teaching, this was a set of strategies that I introduced and produced for our staff whenever we returned to school in August 2020, with a view to the very strong likelihood that a number of our students would be off self-isolating at some stage. How do we manage to do the impossible? How do we teach face-to-face and distance learning at the same time? So I came up with this concept of resilient teaching strategies, which I'm defining as those strategies that you're currently using in class for face-to-face teaching that can seamlessly transition into a blended learning format. And that allows for two things, and the pupils who are self-isolating to have a continuity of learning, and at the same time making this sustainable for staff. So if you want to explore a little bit further about how we did that, there's a short introductory video that I recorded for a BBC Teach Meet in August 2020. And then further on down here, there are a number of particular examples of resilient teaching strategies, along with some videos that explore a little bit further how we're using them and applying them in our school. Then if you want to find out a little bit more of a practical example of how I've been using this within my classes, why don't you watch this video, which is me interviewing a couple of my sixth form pupils about their experiences, one of whom has been lucky enough to be in class the whole of last term. The other had to have a period of self-isolation because he was a close contact. Then a few basic resilient teaching life hacks, things that'll make just your use of the computer that a little bit easier, that a little bit more seamless. And of course, back again to the voices of the pupils. What has it been like for our pupils to be in the receiving end for this? So lots of resources there to tell you more and more about how we're doing it. I want to take a step back a little bit further to the remote learning. These were the resources that I put together for our staff from March 2020 onwards through the first period of lockdown. This was a document that I put together that really gave us an introduction to how we might go about doing this blended learning and distance learning and so forth. So it's a number of the examples of things and the models that I put together of the different ways in which you could be delivering that. And then further on down, there are a number of the videos that I put together at that stage about the theory and the practice of how we might do remote learning. Now, of course, given the fact that schools across the UK have moved back into that from January 2021 for a period of probably 4 to 6 weeks, these resources may well be of use to you as you try to manage that. And finally, just a collection of one or two of the blogs that I would write on this subject from my own blog site, which is available elsewhere, just collected here for you so that you have a chance to explore them a little bit further, exploring both the issues of resilient teaching and live streaming, the pros and cons of synchronous, asynchronous delivery and things like that. So hopefully, as I share this beyond our own staff and our own school, this is now going to be a collection of resources that can be of use to you as you're grappling with these. I'm very much indebted to a number of the conversations on Twitter that I would have had with many of you, which have really helped to shape my own thinking on this. I've found them absolutely invaluable to develop my own thought process. So hopefully this will be something that I can do in return that'll help to pass that on. So as we work together, let's keep sharing with each other. We are strong and united in resolve and purpose, and let's keep learning from each other through these difficult times. Thanks very much.